Hello, good evening, and welcome to another exciting moment of investment education on this platform. I am Abayomi Obaboluja. We've got some interesting analysis to do, interesting discussions as far as the Nigerian economy, as far as you making money, particularly at this period of the year when the year is gradually winding down. So I've got a full house today. Malam Garba Kurfi is in the house already, and our friend Aruna Kibira is also in the house. You will do me a favor. We have a target of the number of people we intend to reach. So please be a friend of all that we do by just sparing a minute or two. Call a friend, call a family member, call a colleague that you know that should tune in right away so that we can learn together. You see, the beauty of the capital market is the fact that you making money does not stop me from making money. So me telling you all that I know does not stop me from making money and does not stop you from making money too. So there's no competition because the market is big enough and then the equities there are many enough so that all of us can actually create wealth for ourselves. Our country can create wealth via the market. Our state can create wealth via the market. As a matter of fact, our local governments can create wealth via the market. And that's why I want to say once again a very big thank you to the general manager of Lagos Television for making this platform available, making it comfortable for us. God will bless you, and we also pray for this station. You will grow, and then things will get better. You will emerge the best. Okay, I'll go on a short break. When I return, while I'm on the short break, please be calling those that you need to call so that they can tune in with us right away. When I return, it will be, well, are we going to be arguing today? It will be a little bit softer than what it was last week. I will be right back.
This is the future. This is the time to do more, give more, help more, be more. A future where more compassion and more empathy will make us more human. A future where more technologies and more digital platforms will help bring more people to safety and prosperity. Welcome to the future. Here, you can be more with us. Access more than.
Welcome back. Please join me now in welcoming Malam Garba Kurfi is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, APT Securities and Funds Limited, member, Nigerian Stock Exchange. Malam, you are welcome.
I'm happy to be with you.
And I want to appreciate your consistency. I want to appreciate and commend your depth. I want to also commend your efforts at developing the market, any little information that the market has got, because again, Malam is actually standing or sitting, whichever we want to look at it, at a vantage position. We got a lot of information, but one thing I've seen on this platform is that it's bold and it does not mince word. It just goes ahead to declare the truth as much as he knows. Malam, God will bless you. All right.
Amen.
So our friend Aruna Kibira is the managing director, Global View Capital Limited. Aruna too is always there in rainy season, in the time of dryness, when it is convenient, when it is not convenient. Aruna is always there. Call him in the middle of the night, is there. Any information you want, Aruna does not also hesitate. If we have 2 hours on this platform, you definitely will be getting more than you do get now. But we look at the possibilities, right? Some people have suggested that why can't we use 1 or 2 other platforms? And I said no. What Lagos Television has done for us, how many TV stations across this country will do it for us? So we stay here, and instead of us sharing whatever we have to do, we'd rather convert everything here. So Aruna, for you being there, I'll continue to appreciate you guys from today to the end of the year. Aruna, please join me in welcoming him. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we go straight to business. We start with 1 or 2 information about the economy, about the market. First is that Sterling Holdco in the offing, a question mark. Sterling Bank PLC, as we speak today, has obtained Central Bank of Nigeria's approval in principle to operate a holding or to operate as a holding company, and also they have obtained approval in principle to establish an alternative bank limited. What they are trying to do is to converge their non-interest products or departments, and then they intend to bring out a company out of this arena. We take the first shot from you this evening. Sterling Bank emerged from the old Nile Merchant Bank. I do not need to be told. I know because I visited them there. I knew when they had their registrar, Nile registrar, and all those. As a matter of fact, in its heydays as Nile Merchant Bank, it was formidable, being one of the first in the country. It lost its identity, so to speak, when it became a commercial bank. It currently operates as a Tier 2 bank. So, Aruna, where do you see this institution as a holdco? Can we say Sterling Bank has been able to cope with their translation from a merchant bank to a commercial bank, and now that they are coming as holdco? What's the sense in it?
You see, one of the things I say we discussed it before we come to the studio is that becoming holdco is now a fad, like a fashion as far as the banking institution is concerned. But if you are asking how far Sterling has fared, you look in local palace, they used to say that too many cooks for the broth. It was only in Alma. There are so many there, Indo Nigeria Bank, Magnum Trust, MBM, all the Trust Bank all come together. And
yeah, they came together to form Sterling.
And since then, we have actually not seen that they are too formidable. But you never can also tell that try to be old cool is, and they are looking at kind of it's a vantage position for them to compete well as far as the banking sector is concerned. So I don't think there is any big deal. The only thing we need to say is to sit back and see what they can do, make out of it.
Madam, as holdco, we know that the bank will remain as a commercial bank.
I think there is a big deal for this company, because the truth of the matter that where they carve their niche is capital market. Most of these companies you see, they were introduced into the market through NAL. And NAL, they are good in merchant bank.
Yes.
So I believe that they want to go back to the holdco because still the outfit that take care of the capital issue, even though I have not had them holding any issue for the last 3 to 4 years, but they want to restore it back. And don't forget that they have the first stockbroking firms in terms of trading of security, and they are there. So they want to bring them back because that is what they know better, and that is where they make their money. So for me, yes, there is the need for them to do that, not more of Islamic bank, but rather more of the capital market, because the merchant bank is what everybody know now. And today, despite all the change of their name, they never got it as right as if they go back to NAL Merchant Bank. So I believe that maybe they want, within no time, you can carve NAL Merchant Bank as part of the subsidiary with the equity and trading and the capital market issue. So I believe that they have a need to have a holdco than most of the other commercial banks that even before then, they were only known for commercial bank.
Madam, I always like the way you reason. When Madam speaks, you will see the love for institutions within the market. You will see the love for the market in when he talks. And you see, as I am now, my obligation is to you to guide you rightly. Madam, I will just put one straight question to you. When they were Nile Merchant Bank,
yes,
and they were more or less the strongest in capital market activity, companies like yours, APT Securities and Funds Limited, was not in town. Today, when you look at the list of highest performer in deals, APT Securities and Funds will be there. As at that time, Aruna, Global View Capital was not there. As at that time, Chapel Hill, if they were there, they were just like small player. As at that time, so many other institutions, all right, Renaissance Capital, were not there. This one being managed by Abinyagi was not there then. So they were able to bulldoze, they were able to, get the whole deals. Over time, other institutions that can compete with them in capital formation now have emerged. Malam, you have emerged and you are not doing badly. Do you think that all those opportunities they had, which they dismantled, how easy do you think it will be for them to begin to get those
Well,
things back?
you see, the fact that they train many stockbroking firms.
Yes.
Today, most of the formidable names, they got their training from the NAL,
Yes.
including our first president, the late
Yes.
Onosodi.
Yes.
So you see, they have that name. And when you have name, nobody take it from you. You go to the old traditional investors, they will tell you NAL. So I believe that they want to go back to what they know better. Yes, there is different place now in the market, but still, if they raise their muzzle, they can still have an impact. Because don't forget that stockbroking firm is among the top 10, though it doesn't occur regularly, but they can rebound back if they choose to go that line. I think they have an edge.
Okay. Aruna, looking at all this together, right? Particularly, they said they are coming with an alternative bank of a thing. Do they really need to do that? Would some of the investors not begin to relate with Sterling as probably an Islamic bank? Maybe because their managing director is from the north, because of the Muslim. And in Nigeria, when it comes to religious matter, we are highly sensitive. Will this not affect the bottom line here?
What I can always see there, I think it has to do with people that are not actively informed what alternative bank is. I don't think it actually have to spell out that you must be a Muslim before you can do business with alternative bank. This is business. As far as you can, you go there and you make your money. You know how Islamic bank work. Relating is a non-interest bank. Instead of charging you for your account, what they do is they make you a part of a business, which profit will be distributed. Sorry, I know those days I used to hear you say that even if a devil is floating a private,
I will invest in it.
You invest in it as far as you can. So I don't believe it has to do with whether it's an Islamic bank or it's not an Islamic bank, because what you are just good at. Nobody is telling you to pray the Islamic way before you can invest, and nobody is telling you to go and give offering the church after you have made your money. So I think, sorry, in the mosque, I think it's just strictly business. It depends on those that their mind are not that made up, that don't really understand what it means.
And we need to do a lot of reorientation that, you see, in the Nigerian market, for example, we have Sukuk bond. The fact that there are fundamental Islamic beliefs in the operation does not necessarily mean that it has to be an Islamic thing. So when you are approaching the stock market, please kill your sentiments about religion. When Malam here is a Muslim, is an Alaji, I've invited him to our church and he will come inside the church. There was a time, Malam, I even asked you to remove your cap. And he removed his cap. And majority of those that converged at that meeting were Christians. And then he did all that he would do, and then we are dispersed. So when we do things, we must remove religious sentiment in anything that we intend to do. And if you intend, you decide to always consider religion before you invest, well, you're on your own. We have said our own. In all of this, Malam, where do you see the shares of Sterling?
Well, actually, if they do their homework very well, I think it will lead them to a better position, because if you look at it, you will see that the capital market is still rebounding back. Now we're getting new products like derivatives, and if they use their experience, I think they can play a better role there, because everybody know that they know that area, and they can have an edge over many players that in that field. And having a holdco, that gives them a position that they can even establish a merchant bank which can carry on with what they were doing before. I can tell you today, if they come back with the Nile Merchant Bank, they can still make it better than what was it before, because the merchant bank that currently are prevailing in the market, they all have new names that people hardly understand them compared to that. But when you say Nile Merchant Bank, many investors have benefited from that, and this. Not only that one. Look at their major player. Gulo is one of their major substantial shareholder. And if he decided to part with them, definitely sure they will benefit from that business. Indians, nobody take away from the Indians. They are one of the major players in the country. And if they choose to play on that bank, that will give them an edge over many other banks.
All right. Let's leave Sterling Bank. Of course, we will continue to talk about it. There are lots and lots of issues to still talk about, but we just got to move on. We have given them about 15 minutes of our time today. NEM Insurance PLC gets approval for share reconstruction. Nominal value to grow from 50 kobo to 1 naira. Trading in the shares already suspended till December 23rd, 2021, suggesting that on December 23rd, 2021, you will see now in a different position. And I think, as far as I'm concerned, this is the ideal share reconstruction because it is affecting the nominal value. So many others, they don't touch their nominal value. I will still look at how to either tell Mr. Tope Smart to come and discuss with us, or when I discuss with him personally, privately, whatever he says, we will also get to let you know. Their chairman is also our very good friend, Mr. Fidelis Ayebe. I know him to be an open person. He doesn't hide anything. All right, Malam, they are not doing badly, but why do you think they need share reconstruction already?
Well, generally it's the number. The less number, the more you will be able to pay the dividend. And my only concern that why do they hold nominal value of 1 naira? Because nominal value doesn't matter. Today, MTN has a nominal value of 2 kobo. 2 kobo. That is the least nominal value we have. It's trading at 169. If you look at it, Airtel has 1 naira, $1 nominal value. It's trading 950. If you take Nestle, is have a nominal value of 50 kobo, it's trading 1,400. So to me, nominal value is nothing to look much about, but rather look at the performer and the earnings and the dividend declare, because that would trigger your price to be, not your nominal value.
I think well, I don't want to speak for the organization, and I will not defend until Mr. Tope Smart finds his way here, or he gives us the kind of information. I'll put the question to him one-on-one. But on the face value of these, from what you can sense, what would be your advice to investors? To sell because of what we have always known of share reconstruction, or to hold, and then immediately after the suspension is lifted? What are you saying?
Well, if you say that they are not doing badly, their quarter 3 is showing that they are doing badly, because if you look at the NE per share, it's 0.5 kobo. And if this reconstruction is done, what we can get there is 1 kobo. I wouldn't know what they are going to do more to get higher so that they'll be able to pay good dividend. But what I've always advocated as far as share reconstruction is concerned is that we have seen it. The day it is listed, take your profits, sell and be on the sidewalk and watch what happens thereafter. We have seen it in Mansard. Share reconstruction has not helped any investor, because what is going to be now is that the price will be multiplied by 2, but the earnings is not multiplied by 2. So it now depends on, can it generate consumer earnings to justify that price, and I don't think so. And now the price will not wait until quarter 4 result release before it begins to adjust. So the moment it is listed, please sell and be on the sidewalk and watch.
Malam, will you advise to buy or sell?
No, my advice, sell. But what I want them to understand, that even the earning will be multiplied by 2. Because once you reduce the number, the earning also multiply by 2. But the perception is that they will not get back their bearing until they declare dividend. Because I can assure you, AXA Mansa pay 5 kobo dividend. If by the end of 2021 declare 20 kobo dividend, their price will shoot up. It is what they declare as a dividend that will trigger people to see this is the stock to be, not after construction. So even if you couldn't sell the first day, please make sure you clear as much as sell, because until they declare the new dividend, that is when it will get the bearing and start bouncing back. I still have confidence in AXA Mansa, but today it's trading at 2 naira for against the 3 naira 30 kobo that it has been listed. So it is always common that when the company reconstruct, the price drop down. But by the time they declare the dividend or earning, it will change it.
We'll still talk about name insurance. There are lots, you can see that there are lots of information or a lot of discussion that we just suspend there because of time. All right, let's go ahead and do a little bit within the Nigerian economy. The federal government announces 100 billion naira bond offer for December, according to the Debt Management Office. 50 billion bond at the rate of 12.50% due in January 2026. 10-year, according to them, reopening. 50 billion bond at the rate of 16.2499, approximately 16.25% due in April 2037. 20-year, reopening. The auction date is set for 15th of December 2021, while the settlement date is set for the 17th of December 2021. We know you are an economist. You should be able to tell us more about bond. We know that government bond is riskless. How attractive is this? More so, it is reopening. First, tell us, what do they mean by reopening? It's like the previous ones they did long time ago when this government was not in power, is getting due, and then this government, not having fresh money to retire it, now come to the market raising money to just push in there. So at the end of the day, what I think?
I think the reopen, bond reopening means that the bond has actually been issued, additional unit of it is sold, having the same maturity date, but different tenor because it's sold in the present, but with the same coupon rate. Why it should be attractive? Because of the maturity. The time to maturity is shorter than when it was first issued. And you said it's strictly, yes, it's strictly because the bond is backed by full faith of the federal government, and all the asset is floating over the bond, including me and you. So that is why this is riskless.
Malam, government is always coming to float bond, float bond, float bond. How injurious is this to the economy? How injurious is this to the capital market? Particularly those of us who are investors in the ordinary shares.
The question is that, do the government have choice? They don't have choice. They need money. And when you need money, you have to borrow. And the easiest one to borrow is to issue bond. The only beauty of it, I advise our investors, you can trade bond in the capital market today. So in the era where you all hold equity is gone, please make sure you make your portfolio to be made of bond, equity, and other product. Because the beauty of it never can tell. Today we have a bond of 16.24%, almost hedging at par with the inflation, and this is a good one. If you can get a bond that give you the rate that hedge against the inflation, you are better off. At worst scenarios, you will break even, or even better off. So for me, I know this is for not the retail investors, but nothing stop the institutional investors. When they buy, they can resell it to the retail investors. And bond of 16.249%, anytime, any day, I say is good to buy. And if you have it in your portfolio, go ahead.
Right. FBN in the news again, as Femi Otedola increases equity stake in the institution to 7.57%. According to Mr. Femi Otedola, he did say, I have recently acquired additional shares in FBN Holdings PLC, which has brought my total stake to 7.57% of the issued shares capital of the company. what is Mr. Femi Otedola looking for, and why FBNH?
Well, I believe because if you look at it, it really have a conquest in Forte oil from Africa Petroleum to Forte oil, whether you like it or not. At a particular point in time on the floor of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, FO, as the word was called, was a daily of the investors. And now he has cashed out from there. He's looking to foray in other area. And why not First Bank, which is, like we have said it even on this platform, that if any other bank has done and do the write-off that First Bank have written off, that the bank would have been dead by now. So maybe you discover that that will be the fertile ground that is new and want to have this new conquest. But the only thing is that while he was in FO, he had almost over 70% of the holding. But here it's just about 7 point, so barely 8%. It now depends on the cooperation of the other director to determine whether what is going to therefore whether we really get it.
Malam, we really do not know Mr. Femi Otedola to be a banker. The prior to now, the man who was the chairman of FBN Holding, Mr. Obao Tudeko, was a banker. At the time, he was managing director of Cooperative Bank, old-time banker. All right? And let us assume, and the current chairman, the appointed chairman by the central bank, is also a financial fellow. He has been in insurance and operating in the financial market. In the case of Mr. Femi Otedola, I don't think he has such track record. All we know is that he's in power, he's in oil and gas. Let us assume that at the end of the day, he's able to convince is able to get to the board quite well, and then is able to convince his colleagues, and then he emerges as the chairman. Where do you think he will put?
Well, the truth of the matter that whether you're a chairman or you're a director, you almost have the same board. But being the chairman give you an edge over others because you supervise all what is going on the board meeting. But this is a regulated institution. Nobody appoints himself without the approval of CBN. So except the CBN approve you as to be a director, you can't be a director. Your holding doesn't pitch you a director unless the CBN approve it. That is one. Two, even if you are to become the chairman, you need the approval of the CBN. So that is the one side. But a financial institution is a regulated institution. Anybody that becomes must work according to the rules. A banker was removed by CBN, irrespective of his adherence. What does that show? It shows you that the regulatory bodies are looking who is there, and you must work according to the instruction. If you dare do otherwise, they will ask you way out. They can remove you completely, irrespective of your holding. We know what happened in the 2000s when the Joseph Sanusi, as the CBN governor, asked two prominent members, economics, bankers, asked to step out of the bank, Hayatuddin and Balogun. Everybody know that when they asked them to not only participate in the banking, any financial institution to date, I did not know any of them being a director of any financial institution. So banking is entirely different. Whether you have experience or you don't have the experience, you must work according to the rule. And if you do that, the CBN can give you a nod. And I believe that if Femi is appointed as chairman, it's good to go. Because the other one is claiming that he has a majority shareholder of 5 point this, despite the fact that the regulator say, no, you don't own this. So let's assume that you own it. Today we have somebody who is senior in that holding. So if it is the holding that gives you the position, ordinarily you step aside and let those who have higher than you and say let them go.
Well, I won't talk more. I'll go on a short break. All right, Aruna, maybe before we go on a short break, I could see that FBNH is coming back to 12 naira. It is hovering around that. With what we are seeing now, because there is one question that Sheidu actually asked on the platform when he saw the third quarter result of FBNH. He did say, but what are people fighting for in this institution? Those who have a lot of money to put in, that can buy 7%, that can buy 5%, they know what they are looking for. You and me, we do not have that kind of money. Is it still advisable for us to begin to consider FBNH at a price?
I think FBNH has found the support at this price. What I'm even looking at is that irrespective of their outing in quarter three, the fight is not yet ended. We have seen that he has moved his holding from 5 to 7%, who said another person cannot move his holding
from 5 to 7% to 8%.
So I think the fight is still there. I believe that at the end of the day, the FBNH will be better off.
Could it be a situation whereby two elephants, where they fight, the grass that is there?
I'm even thinking that two elephants fighting and the grass too will also still be standing.
This one, two elephants are fighting, and the grass will not suffer.
Because while they are pushing this price at, number of people are cashing in and cashing out.
You see, the beauty of it is the only known two elephant. But everybody knows that Gulu have a stake there.
Yeah.
And you cannot write him up. So the known two elephant, but there is many elephant that is unknown. So you don't know how it goes about. That is one. But the beauty of it, I rest my case with First Bank. They have decided to sell their minority holding in Airtel. And they also decided to sell their minority holding in Honeywell. All this, do you know what the current cost in their books? And how much billion they are reaping from this? All this would be reflected in the last quarter. So I'm not carried away with this. This bank have something to offer until we see their end.
Incidentally, they are one of our friends on this platform. All right, so we go on a short break. We take their commercial. We'll return to analyze the market. Don't change this channel.
First Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
First Money is the best POS that we use in my area. I started with one container beside me. This is my main branch. I have up to 7 branches.
With First Money, I'll be able to employ 6 staffs, which 5 are female. So I see First Money as a business to employ and also to empower ladies.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you're bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank.